Well, greetings, Converge North Central. As you heard from Wick, I am honored to serve as the chair for the search committee for the new district executive minister for Converge North Central. And as our team has come together and has been meeting and praying and preparing for who is next to lead us at Converge North Central, we are optimistic about the future. God has been stirring in our hearts for what He might be doing throughout Minnesota and Iowa. And our team has come together in unity to really look forward to say, who does God have for us next? In fact, one of the numbers that sticks in my mind is that there are 8.8 million people that live in Minnesota and Iowa. And there's only 250 some churches within Converge North Central. So we have an incredible opportunity together to reach more people with the hope of Jesus. And we're looking forward to who God has called to be our leader for that future. So you might be asking, what is the search process like? Well, we have laid out a pretty comprehensive plan for how we are going to be seeking God's call for who is next to lead CNC. And that began with the process of listening to you. Our search team held 13 listening sessions throughout this summer. And I just want to say thank you for the many of you who came and expressed your optimism, your excitement, shared some of the frustrations and the challenges that we have before us. And we heard from many of you what you're excited about and looking forward to, but also where we can invest in terms of helping CNC come together for our future. And we took the feedback that we received in those listening sessions, and we really used that to help us craft a role description. This September, we presented that role description to the Board of Stewards, and they have approved that description. And so now we are in the process of a 6-week window where we are accepting applications and recommendations for people to be the new executive minister here at CNC. After that 6-week window closes, we'll begin formal interview process, and that will involve a lot of time to spend with those candidates, making sure that we align on theology and doctrine, and that we align on the mission and the future of Converge North Central. And our role at the search committee is to present to the Board of Stewards a final candidate. And we anticipate that happening sometime in 2021. And at that point, the Board of Stewards will then call for a special meeting for all of us here at CNC to be able to vote for that new district executive minister. So keep your eye on emails and on the process, and we'll be communicating with you along the way. And you may be asking, what can I do in the midst of this search process to help move forward with CNC? And specifically, there are 3 things that you can be doing. First is I want to ask for you to be praying alongside us as we search for this new district executive minister. I am praying every morning for the new DEM as well as for CNC, and I would invite you to join me in that process. Pray for who that person is. Pray for the organization or the church that that person currently leads, and pray that God would be not only preparing them for their future leadership here at CNC, but pray that He'd be preparing us, that we would respond well to that leader's call and to that leader's vision for where we're going at CNC. The second thing that you can do is to recommend. We have communicated out to you a recommendation process. If you know someone who you feel God has called and God has equipped to fit that role description for our leader for Converge North Central, would you recommend that person to us? And if you ever have any questions about that process, feel free to contact any one of us on the search team. We would love to chat with you about people that come to mind for who you might recommend for that role. And the third thing that we want to ask you to do is to engage with us at CNC. The search team is filled with pastors and leaders throughout CNC who are volunteering our time because we are so committed and so believe that God has the best in store for CNC in our future. And I want to invite you to do the same, to play an active role in what God is doing as we help to start and strengthen churches throughout CNC and send more missionaries and help to support our camping ministries. Now is the time for all of us and all of our churches to be financially contributing to CNC so we can be prepared for the vision and the direction that God has for us in the future. So don't hold back. Don't wait passively while we're in this search process. But I want to ask you and your churches to engage fully in CNC because we're excited about the future and excited about the new leader that God has called. So would you join us? And as we move forward, I'm mindful and reminded of the words that Jesus gave to us when he gave to us our commission of what we are to do as his followers. He told us that we're to go and to make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything that Jesus commanded us. And then he gave to us that amazing promise, that as we go, he says, surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. So would you join us as we go with God into our future?